Alright, welcome to Sport Talk on Enterprise TV, where we give you all the latest of what is happening in the world of sports. If you are joining us for the first time, please do well to follow us across all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV 7. My name is John Olasikomi. Join me and let's ride together. Joining me in the studio today is Bumi Nathan Ironman making a return. Welcome to Sport Talk.
Always wonderful to be here on Enterprise TV. Let's get it.
This one you're looking good. Come on, don't talk about it. Is it
Hey,
because Nigeria is playing Ghana today?
My Black Stars, I have to represent.
Come on, don't even talk. Alright, but you know how we do it. We always start with local football. Ghana head coach Otto Addo has downplayed any notion that Wednesday's meeting with Nigeria is a friendly, insisting the stakes remain high whenever these two West African rivals lock arms. He quotes, and I read, "I think everyone knows what it's about. Surely it's a friendly game, but it is not really a friendly game," said Otto Addo at the pre-match press conference. Come on, Ayama, you don't know the rivalry between Nigeria and Ghana. You know they always fight for supremacy.
Always.
Not just in football.
Always. Not
you talk
everything.
about food, about jollof rice, I beg your pardon,
Yes.
music and all. And now this is football. And this is Otto Addo. He has played against Nigeria 3 times, drew 2, lost 1.
Yes.
And we all know in the past, they always beat me. I'm always afraid of Ghana back then. But these days, I think we are catching up.
Yes.
They didn't allow us to go to World Cup 2022.
Yes.
But this is Unity Cup. We are the defending champion.
Yes.
And now they'll be playing. And this man said, don't just look at it as just a friendly game. It is more than that.
Yes.
Because it's Nigeria versus Ghana.
Yes, yes.
That, what do you expect Nigeria versus Ghana tonight? And the winner will be playing against Jamaica in the final. So what are your thoughts on this one?
Like I said, the coach has really put it very clearly.
Okay.
It is not a friendly game. It might seem like a friendly game, but it is not a friendly game because of the fact that it's always a rivalry between these two countries.
Yes,
even though we're not sharing borders, we just have that affinity towards ourselves.
But back then, while growing up, we used to call them our neighbors.
Well, yeah,
And
because
of course, they are still our
because
neighbors.
a lot of them came to Nigeria
Yes,
in their large numbers. But again, for me, I know that the Ghanaian national team is much more coordinated as a team than the
I
Nigerian.
disagree. I don't understand what you mean by much more coordinated. Ghana have not won anything in years. They didn't allow us to go to the World Cup. I agree with you 100%.
I'm not going to go into the extreme details of it, but
This same Ghana didn't qualify for AFCON 2025. And you are talking about they are much more coordinated than the Super Eagles of Nigeria, which I disagree with.
we are not struggling to be finding whether Iheanacho is going to be playing for the team or not. Ghana has already picked who their starting 11 is. Do you understand what I mean?
Okay.
We never go. It's not a decision of my favoritism. It's always about merit. That's how that team has always operated. There was a time where Tariq Lamptey was out of form. They found somebody to replace him. That is the way they operate, and I respect that about that team.
How
They've
about
always been
those days
consistent.
that the likes of Jordan and Andrea, you were
Well,
not in
if
form?
you want us to go into the past, we can go into Nigeria's history as well.
It's okay, well, okay, go ahead.
So if we go into Nigeria's history, it's almost the same thing. But now you can see that Ghana is much more coordinated.
Okay.
Yeah, the likes of Ineaki Williams is there. The likes of Semenyo is there. You have players who are much more in form on those starting lineups. I can't say the same for our own national team.
Of course, the head coach, Eric Cherd, came out yesterday to defend the home-based players.
Yes.
He picked 10 home-based players.
Yes.
Do you think this will definitely help the Super Eagles of Nigeria? Maybe now, maybe in future? Because a lot of people criticize him. How can you invite 10? That's too much.
I don't think it's too much. I think
Okay.
he has seen talent that he wants to try, right? And I respect the decision.
Okay.
We would see what will happen in the.
Although he praises on the likes of Ahmed Musa and co.
Yes.
You know, Sikiru Alimi,
Yes.
Nduka Jr.
Yes.
and co.
Again, these are the things I'm saying. By the time you look further into the future, you can see that a lot of the other national teams, they go locally first to pick their own talents before they go internationally to play, except very, very
In
exceptional
Africa
cases.
or
I'm saying
everywhere?
Everywhere. Let's take it the European scene, for
Okay.
instance. The likes of Portugal national
It's
team.
because they run a good league. You can't compare. Okay, take a look at Brazil,
Yes.
Argentina.
Yes.
They won't pick 10 from the local league because they have a lot of talent out there, like in Europe.
They would pick 10 from their local league when they are trying to try something different out.
Okay.
The likes of Hendrick didn't come into that team as a Real Madrid player. He came as a local league player.
Okay.
Do you understand? So
how many of them?
I can keep giving examples.
Okay.
The point is they look inwards and say, okay, let's try this one. Let's try this one. Exceptional players, they bring them.
Even all these
standout players, they bring them.
Even all these countries that you mentioned now
Yes.
run a better league than Nigeria. No disrespect to MPFL, but
Yes.
they run a better league. Brazilian league is better than
That's a
MPFL.
fact. I totally
Argentina
accept
league
that.
is better than our league.
Yes, yes. I totally
Mexican
accept.
league is better than our league.
Yes. Yes.
So what are we now talking about? We
But-
know we don't run a
But at
good
the end
league.
of the day, what they are trying to achieve is to create a balance. They want to give their international players a chance. They want to give their even sometimes the players on the bench, you can see that they are local league players as well. So you have to also give the balance in that team. You can't just say you are depending completely to create a little bit of a competition, to let those international players know that, look, because you're good on the global scene does not mean that we don't have people in this league that can compete with you at that level. They may not be playing for Real Madrid, but when they wear this national team jersey, they are our players.
Yes, of course.
So that's the kind of impression that I like.
Watch out for a lot of fans this evening on
Yes.
X because people are just so much interested in this Jollof derby between the Nigeria and of course the Black Stars of Ghana. Your score line, Nigeria versus Ghana.
I am predicting the Black Stars to win 2-1.
Come on, don't talk about it. Nigeria is winning 2-0. Samuel Chukwueze is in camp, a lot of them are in camp, so and of course expect good performance from the Super Eagles of Nigeria tonight. All right, away from the Super Eagles of Nigeria, let's move straight to Conference League. The head coach of Chelsea, Enzo Maresca, said he had to convince his Chelsea players this season that the UEFA Conference League was the best competition in the world as he prepares his men to face Real Betis in Wednesday's final. Now, I love that. To him, he knew that this is the third tier football in Europe.
Yes.
Of course, we all know.
Yes.
But just to, maybe, is it to motivate them or to encourage them by calling Conference League the best competition in Europe?
I think you have to make do with where you are at, right? The current Chelsea team is not a team that can be competing from the Premier League. So whatever competitions they are in,
but you can't say this at the beginning of the season. Because I know a lot of Chelsea fans. They were even telling us that they want to win this just concluded league.
Well, that's what
You know Chelsea fans.
That's what you call delusion, right? It's
okay.
something. It's called. I won't call it aspiration. I will call it just a make-believe for yourself. You can't create a scenario. Even the coach was saying, we are not competing.
We are only fighting for 3 points.
Yes, we are not competing for the top of the Premier League.
Okay.
That's what he said from the beginning of his job. That they have a young squad. They are trying to get themselves together. And fair point to him. He helped you people to manage your belief, but you are still believing in him, and he has told you it's not going to work. And he was right. Right? When you have the likes of Man City, who are still, even though on their worst day, they are still winning games, you know, creating a very tough scenario. Nottingham Forest was exceptional this season. You have the likes of Bournemouth, who came up as the Trojan horse that wanted to scatter everything. So, anyways, back to the Conference League. You have to also understand that this is the competition they are in. It's a trophy.
Yes, of
it's
course.
a major European trophy, whether we like it
or not,
or we don't like it. It is Mourinho has won it, and it is part of his history.
Yes, of course.
So it's part of his record. So we have
And
to.
of course, definitely be a good one for Chelsea if they
Yes.
get to win it. They'll
Yes.
they'll become the first team
English
in
team.
Europe. I mean, the first team in Europe to win Champions League, Europa League, and of course Conference League.
Yes.
That's a good achievement for them. Now let's go into the game properly. We all know the form of Anthony. Anthony has been in great form,
And Isco.
and he will be playing against Cucurella, that has been in great form.
Yes.
Now, Isco, before Anthony came to Real Betis, Isco has been their best player. And now, Isco will have to compete the lives of Casedo, for me, best player in the Premier League.
Yes.
I
In
mean,
the
when we
Chelsea
talk about
squad, yes.
midfielder.
Yes.
In the Premier League, not just Chelsea.
I will argue with that. Gravenberch has been exceptional this season.
Okay, that's why he was given the young player, not the best midfielder.
Okay. No
Do,
problem.
do you get the point now?
I would
So
just
now,
rest
but my
case.
major concern from Chelsea, right from day one, has always been their defense line.
Yes.
I know the league goes, yet they manage that team to the extent that they conceded less. I mean, I think after Liverpool and Arsenal, they are the one that conceded less in the English Premier League. I give that one to Enzo Maresca. But their defense is always shaky every time.
Well, you can't, like I said, he gave you people the standard, and he has already, even as top class as Real Madrid is, they are still struggling with their defense line. So you have to give some leverage or some excuse to Chelsea. They have done an overhaul of players, and they are still trying to figure out. They have Tosin that came in there. They had to even loan out some players. You know, so it's still the balancing points that you have to. But I'm very sure that once they get it right, just like the way where Arsenal was struggling for defenders for over 2-3 seasons, and then they got the likes of Gabriel, and then they got Saliba. Well, Saliba, when he started, he was not a very good defender. They sent him on loan, he came back, and he's now one of the best defenders in the world that Real Madrid wants to fight for his signature. So, again, you have to give them time to be able to get that.
Of course, and they are playing against a scoring team like Real Betis. Anthony can shoot at any angle. Yes. That is how informed the young man is.
Well, if we see the history of this competition, we've always seen that the game always ends with a 1-0 one. It has never been a scoring spree. So I don't expect anything less. I'm thinking the maximum is going to go will be 1-1, and then in extra time you get.
Then in favor of who? Chelsea or Real Betis?
I would.
You don't want Chelsea fans to come?
I would be happy if Chelsea wins it, but I'm rooting for Real Betis all the way.
The same way you rooted for Tottenham,
and they won.
So your final say, correct score: Chelsea, Real Betis.
2-1.
In favor of Real Betis.
In favor of Real Betis. I think it will go into extra time. I think it will go into extra time. Chelsea are going to be very defensively tough. They are going to pull out their A game, and we'll see how they would want to hold them back. The likes of Madueke and all the other players who like to be very offensive, they will pull back a little bit.
And of course, I have this another challenge with Chelsea. Today you will see Neto as a false nine.
Yes.
Tomorrow you see Madueke as a false nine.
That's what I'm saying. Like, again, they're trying to figure out what works for the team. Right.
We might see Jackson coming back to the team today.
He might be there, he might not be there. We don't know exactly. We'll know what the lineup is in a few hours, and then we'll see how the team is going to coordinate themselves against Real Betis. Real Betis is a much more better team when it comes to flair. They know how to hold the ball. They know how they are much more possessive. So you have to be a little bit tactically defensive against such a team, because you know that you are not going to get much of the ball, and when you have it, your transition has to be aggressive.
All right, I know a lot of Man United fans will be so happy. If Real Betis get to win, they have Anthony. If Chelsea get to win, they have Jadon Sancho. So it's all about Manchester United fans tonight.
It comes back to Man United in the end.
All right, so if Chelsea get to win tonight, does this mean they have a good season than Arsenal?
Yes. Even if it is Newcastle has a better season than Arsenal, Tottenham has a better season than Arsenal, any team that has won a trophy, Crystal Palace has a better season than Arsenal. Do you want me to keep the list going?
Okay, all right. It's all good, it's all right.
Finishing top 4 does not mean anything in the books of your trophy.
As
bad as Tottenham finished their season, nobody cares about where they are on the league table. They only look at them as European champions today.
Of course. And they'll be playing the Champions League next season.
And that is all that matters.
Okay, all Arsenal fans. So sorry once again. All right, away from our Conference League, before we leave the studio, let's just run through National Sport Festival that is ongoing at Ogun State, Abeokuta, Ogun 2025. And of course, the most surprising result in football, Ogun State. Gateway defeated Kwara United by 4-1. Come on, that's crazy. All right, let's take a look at the table. Team Delta, 86 gold, 56 silver, and 68 bronze. Bayelsa, Team Bayelsa 50 gold, 38 silver, 44 bronze, and Team Ogun 48. They are now tied. That's good. Yes. 48 gold, 38 silver, and 47 bronze. Team Edo 46 gold, 76 silver, and 69 bronze. Team Rivers 45 gold, 36 silver, and 43 bronze. And of course, my team. Number 6, Team Oyo, 29 gold, 28 silver, and 35 bronze. And of course, Team Lagos. I don't know what Lagos are doing with their live, okay? But it's okay, it's all good. With all the talent in Lagos. But it's okay, it's all right. Oh, Lagos, 21 gold, 25 silver, and of course, 49 bronze. Even our producer that is behind the camera, and of course, he's from Lagos State. But it's okay, it's all right. All right, that's how much you can take on the Sport Tour on Enterprise TV. Endeavor to subscribe and click the notification bell to get notified of all alerts. Follow us across our social media platforms at Enterprise TV 7. Like, share, and engage on all content. Visit our website at www.enterprisetvnews.com for all the news you can use, the inclusives and the live updates. Bumi, Nathan Ayman has been great on the show today.
Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure.
All right, my name remains John Olasukomi, and see you next time.
Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.